Welcome to Salacious TV, where we share some of the most salacious stories on the internet. Before we get into today's story, we humbly ask that you would like this video and subscribe to our channel. It doesn't cost you anything, but it really helps us out.
I have a very high libido, really high. I always have. Fortunately for me, when I was 23 years old, I found a special young woman who loved doing it as much as me. I married her, and for the last 20 plus years we're still doing it like teenagers. Well, that is, until the doctors told Anna she would need a myomectomy. When she first told me about this, and that we wouldn't be able to do it for at least 6 weeks, I never uttered a word of how it would affect me. After all, I love my wife and her health and wellness is always my #1 concern. But then it hit me, oh hell, I'm going to have to take care of myself for a month and a half. I mean, Anna and I have had such an ongoing vigorous sex life that my body is accustomed to having it 3 or 4 times a week. Oh well, that's life. I'll live. Going without won't kill me. At least I thought I'd have to go without. Unbeknown to me, my wife had a plan to keep me happy and content. That's just like her, thinking of me when the focus should be on her. Having a plan for everything is a part of her nature, so I really shouldn't have been surprised. But I was, and she gave me no inclination of the plan she'd been working on until that one incredible Saturday a few weeks ago when she invited her sister over for lunch. Thinking back on it, I probably should have suspected something when she didn't invite any other family members. I must admit to wondering about that in advance of the day because my wife is such a family person, always inviting her siblings and their children, and her folks, sometimes even cousins too. Not this time. On this Saturday, it was just my wife, Anna, and I, and her 53-year-old sister, Denise, around our dining table for lunch. My wife is quite an attractive woman, but Denise, man, she's drop-dead gorgeous. Her ampleness still looks good for her age, although I had never seen them bared. It hasn't been for lack of trying. I've seen her in a bathing suit numerous times, and at her age there's hardly no cellulite on her thighs. Yes, Denise has held together very well all these years. Such a nice woman. A year ago her husband Tom passed away. Tom was a great guy and they had a great marriage. So, 9 weeks ago to the day, just 3 days before Anna is booked into hospital for her myomectomy operation, Denise joins us for Saturday lunch. Anna serves up a nice meal and the 3 of us manage to drink our way through 2 bottles of red wine. So we are all in a happy mood by the time that Anna clears away the main meal plates and returns from the kitchen with servings of sweet potato pie, even placing a bucket of ice cream on the table. Anna eases back into her chair.
So, I have something to talk to you both about.
Anna initially turns to look directly at her older sister.
Denise, my Derek has a high libido. Always had. It's probably what attracted me to him in the first place. He just loves doing it. I am sure he'd be happy to do it every single day if I let him. Come to think of it, we did have it every day for many years. But the best thing about our relationship is that I've always been as much into him as he is to me. We usually still get to indulge in our passion at least every other day. To his credit, Derek never complains that that's not enough. It helps too that he's so good at it.
As Anna rambles, Denise becomes impatient.
Why are you telling me this now? I've heard all this before, and as I've told you previously, I'm happy for you both,
says her sister, as politely as possible in response to Anna's admissions. My wife seems upset that her sister can't sit still and hear her out.
Denise, I'm sorry if I'm repeating something I've already told you previously.
You have, Anna. Many, many times. I've heard how active you both are, and it's nice for you. I approve.
Sis, please hear me out. This is important to me. Important for me to remind you how Derek is, and me too, before I say what I want to say next. You know I'd never intentionally upset you by talking about my happy marriage or saying anything that could remind you of how much you must miss good married intimacy. I know how hard the loss of Tom has been for you.
Yes, I still miss him terribly.
Denise acknowledges. Placing one hand on my arm, Anna said,
Honey, I'm sorry. Maybe I should have run this by you before bringing it up today, but please be patient. I'm getting to what I want to say in a moment.
My wife turns back toward her sister.
Actually, you no longer having Tom is a factor in the little plan I've hatched ever since I learned I'd be going under the knife for my myomectomy. Denise, my doctor has insisted that Derek and I cannot have any for at least 6 weeks after the procedure. For a man with a drive like Derek's, that's almost a lifetime.
I've been around Anna so long that I think I understand how her mind works. I'm getting an inkling of where this is going. I wonder if Denise is alert to it yet. Better spell it out soon, Anna, I warn, looking across at my sister-in-law, trying to determine if she can see and hear what I'm sensing.
Yes, Anna, Derek's right. Just get to the point,
Says her sister tersely. I could see where this was leading. My baby Anna is a gem, so caring and considerate to think of me and of her sister too at a time like this. I need to restrain myself, not appear too eager. I'm holding back a huge grin from breaking out on my face. Denise is a good-looking woman for her age, and older than me too. Will that make her a cougar? I love Anna's ingenious plan. Anxiously, I look across at Denise, curious for her reaction. In contrast with mine, her jaw drops, her mouth opened. My first thought should be utter disappointment that she doesn't look to be taking Anna's plan well. But seeing her open mouth in a gasp, what immediately comes to me is how well that open mouth could accommodate my. Let me get back to the story. I know that what I'm thinking would be the last thing on her mind.
What? Oh no, Anna, you've got to be joking. What were you thinking?
What's wrong with my plan? Denise, you are not getting any. You told me yourself that you haven't had any and it's been almost a year that Tom's been gone. You must miss it.
Denise steals a quick embarrassed glance across at me.
Anna, I told you that in confidence.
Damn it, Denise, Derek is family. You've known him almost as long as I have, and you two get on so well together. It will only be such a small step to do what I suggest. It's not like you'd be with a total stranger.
My sister-in-law suddenly turns to address me.
I'm sorry, Derek. Please don't take offense at my reluctance. I've always thought of you as an amazing man. You're just perfect for Anna, and I'm sure she isn't exaggerating about your prowess. But what my sister proposes is adultery, pure and simple. That's what it is, and it goes against my moral upbringing. I'd have expected against yours and hers too.
I can see that Anna is unhappy with her sister's reaction and raises her voice in indignation.
For God's sake, Denise, it's not freaking adultery if I ask you to do my husband. And I'm not asking you to marry him. I'm only suggesting that for a couple of days a week for the next 2 months, you two go to bed and do what comes naturally for any normal man and woman in that position.
Oh, Anna, you make it all sound so simple. And to you it probably is. But to me, what you're asking is a big deal.
Denise looks across at me.
Again, Derek, I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you. And from the picture that my sister paints, you could even be very good for me at this time. It's just such a big step for me. Too big. I hope you both understand my hesitation.
She said hesitation, which means a delay due to uncertainty. It doesn't mean an outright no. She could have used refusal, but she didn't. Is that a promising sign? My God, the moment it hit me that Anna was about to suggest Denise and I hiccuped, my blood started to flow. To get to have Denise, with Anna's encouragement and approval, would be a dream come true. Anna isn't giving up. Her tone is quieter now, obviously attempting reasoning over anger.
Denise, this is a win-win situation. It's nearly a year since you've had any. I'm offering you a unique opportunity. Derek is a good lover. You will never regret having him. I assure you that if you pass up this chance, you will regret it for the rest of your life.
Why does this mean so much to you, Anna?
Asks Denise.
Because I'd much prefer to have my husband happy here at home and giving my sister the pleasure she too deserves while I am recovering. Denise, please consider my plan.
Just when do you propose this activity should start? Not that I'm saying for one moment that I will, but I can see how much this means to you, Anna, so I will at least think about it.
Do you have any plans for the rest of today?
What? Do you think we're going to just drop everything and go do it now?
Why not? There's no time like the present. No point in tying yourself up in knots sitting around for days, debating whether you should or shouldn't. Go upstairs to our bedroom and lay down with Derek. I changed the sheets after Derek and I got up this morning, and when I was clearing the dishes away, I went to my bedroom, drew the curtains to darken the room, and rolled down the top sheet. I even put the bedside lamps on. It's like nighttime in there.
But you haven't had the operation yet. You two can still do it.
And we will. Our last time for 6 weeks will be on Tuesday night. But I want you two to start today to be sure you're compatible. I just know you will be.
Denise turns around to me.
We haven't heard from you, Derek. What do you think of Anna's plan? Oh, that's a silly question. After all, you are a man, and an especially active one, according to my sister. Men are always up for this type of thing. Anna probably already briefed you, so you're most likely on board with it. Really, come clean. How long have you known?
I didn't know, Denise. Anna left me as much in the dark as you.
No, Denise, I never told Derek. This is the first he's heard of it.
Well, that surprises me, but you didn't answer my question. What do you think of the idea? I can't see beneath this table, but from the way Anna described your attributes, I'm guessing you are already excited.
Denise made it all sound simple, but I need to choose my words carefully, given how negative my sister-in-law has been. Denise, it's entirely your call. Being married so long, you obviously know enough about men to know how quickly our bodies react when there's a chance that we can get some. So, I admit I'm excited, but I want to say this to both of you. I wouldn't just do it with any woman. I have never cheated on Anna, and I don't consider what she's suggesting as cheating. But I will say that if I was ever going to have relations with anyone other than Anna, you would be at the top of my list. Denise's eyes raise and her brow furrows.
Really? Why is it, Derek?
Denise, you are a very beautiful woman, and you always have been, and you most certainly still are now.
Shouldn't that sentence finish? For my age.
Stop trying to put words in my mouth. I said and I meant, you are still gorgeous. Any man in his right mind would want to sleep with you. Truth be told, I'm amazed that you haven't had a man since Tom died.
I haven't felt like it. No, not true. I have felt like it. I'm only human, but what I didn't feel like is going through the process. Meeting someone, is he genuine? And the awkwardness of will I, should I? Is he worth it? And what if he's a dud?
Anna seizes on her sister's admission.
Here you are, sis. Derek comes almost gift-wrapped. Everything you've been missing out on, and I guarantee you he aims to please. Denise, Derek just said that if I wasn't around to take care of him, he'd want you to take care of him.
Oh my God. Is her initial resolve weakening? I watch her body language closely. Anna confirms.
I am very determined, Denise. It's what I want for both of you and for me. It would make me extremely happy for you two to tell me yes. Then I will know that I can rest easy during my recuperation, knowing that both of you are being satisfied.
Denise turns toward me and stares while deep in thought. I wonder what she's thinking in that silent moment of reflection. She turns back toward her sister.
Could we talk about this, Anna? Just the two of us, woman to woman.
Anna is quick to nod in agreement, perhaps sensing a breakthrough is imminent. Denise looks back toward me.
Derek, would you mind if we could have a few words in private to help me decide?
Sure, no worries. I eagerly agree. I'll do anything at this moment if it leads to me in bed with Denise while Anna recuperates. I stand quickly. I'll be out the back. Call me when you decide. Anna stops me as I pass her chair, raising her hand to pat the front of my trousers, then turning her head to address her sister.
There's your answer, Denise.
What answer?
You asked if he was already excited under the table. Yes, he is.
I see Denise watching her sister's hand.
You really are, Derek.
Her tone sounds like she's impressed. Hopefully that's a good sign. Following her asking to discuss Anna's plan with her sister in private, Anna releases me, and I leave the room. I go to the backyard, deciding to water the garden to pass the time. Whatever does Denise want to discuss with Anna that requires me out of the room? I see it as a simple yes or no. A long 10 minutes goes by, and I have soaked the flowers. and appears at the back door. Derek, you can come in now. I follow Anna back into the dining room. My wife sits back at the table, but there is no sign of Denise. For a moment, I panic. Where's Denise? Has she gone home? Anna laughs.
Haha, no, darling, don't panic. She's still here. Oh, you should have seen your face. You were worried you were going to miss out, huh?
No, not worried. Just concerned. I didn't want her to be upset.
Of course you didn't. Derek, I can read you like a book. Don't forget, I felt your excitement. It was a good one, probably still is. I could see how roused you are by my plan. I hope I can trust you not to become so captivated by my older sister that you fall in love with her.
You mean she's...
Yes, Derek, she's agreed.
What did you have to say to convince her? Because before I left the room, she didn't look like she wanted to.
Well, we just had a little discussion. I guess I had to convince her about how good you can be for a woman. We really did build you up, so don't let me down after I pulled out all stops. Oh, one important thing, I did have to guarantee her that she will arrive multiple times with you. She said that's what she's missed most.
What? Oh, honey, that's pressure. Not all women can arrive like you.
How do you know that?
Anna fires back quickly. Just stuff I read on the internet. I answer as calmly as I can. So, where is she now?
She had to use the bathroom after all the wine. You may need to too. She's also very upset that she wore her worst underwear today. She says there's a hole in her undies.
No problem if it's in the right place. She won't even need to take them off.
Oh, Derek, you can be so crude at times. Be nice, you know how women can be about their appearance. She's embarrassed to have you see the underwear. I gave her some of my lingerie to make her feel better. Actually, she may not even be wearing it by the time you get to our bedroom because I did suggest she wait for you in our bed.
Oh my.
Derek, she may have sounded shocked when I first told you both of my plan, but really, Denise needs this and I'm doing this as much for her as I am for you. So take care of her and enjoy yourself. Oh, one more thing before you go. I didn't get to outline my proposed schedule. I figured twice a week should be enough. Saturday afternoons and Wednesday evenings. I put that to Denise and she's okay with it. And I don't think we have to worry about time limits. You just enjoy yourselves until you're all tapped out. Now go.
I stand and bend down to give my wife a lingering sweet kiss. Thank you, honey, for everything. I leave the room and head down the hallway. I enter the bedroom, and it is indeed quite dark in here, with the drawn curtains shutting out the afternoon sunlight, just as Anna described. Denise looking quite nervous and has the sheets pulled up to her neck. Hi, Denise. Thank you for saying yes.
Derek, I wasn't going to, but Anna is very persuasive, even quite bossy for a younger sister. She should have worked in sales. As you can see by my being in your bed, she managed to convince me, although I'm still stressing over whether I'm doing the right thing. After you left the room, she went on and on about how if I didn't do this, I would regret it for the rest of my life. Derek, I am very nervous, so can you go slow, please?
Of course. If I do anything that you don't like, tell me, and I'll stop. Tell me what's happening under the sheet. Are you undressed?
Yes, I am.
Well, if you're already undressed, I better take my stuff off too. Is it all right if I undress in front of you?
Yes, of course.
I stand beside my bed, facing her, and begin unbuttoning my casual shirt. I throw the shirt over the chair in the corner and start unbuckling my belt. I let my pants drop to the floor, leaving me standing in only boxers and socks. From all the anticipation that began when Anne unveiled her plan, I have a tent in my boxers. Denise's gaze is fixed there. I grasp the waistband of my boxers. Should I keep going? Are you ready for the big reveal?
Ready as I'm ever going to be.
I remove my remaining clothes and ask, you like?
I don't know yet. It's a good start, but seeing isn't feeling.
May I? I ask as I hold the top edge of the sheet, ready to peel it off of her.
I could say no, but I may never be ready. So you better just do it.
I couldn't believe what I was about to do. For a brief second I thought maybe I shouldn't, but that was a very brief second. I joined Denise under the cover and took my time. I was all over her. She was all over me. The room was spinning, and I said to myself, I am being intimate with my sister-in-law, and it's incredible. She arrived in no time. We lay there looking at each other.
Thank you.
It was my pleasure.
No, it was mine, all mine. It's been a long, long time.
And to think that if Anna hadn't convinced you to give her plan a try, you could have been driving home alone by now.
Oh, I'm so glad I stayed. She was right. You were right. We must do that again soon.
I can do that every Wednesday and Saturday for 6 weeks if you want.
Sounds good to me. To think that I took so long to make up my mind to agree to Anna's plan. How crazy I would have been to say no. I feel wonderful right now, and I needed this. I'm looking forward to Wednesday already.
Anna's operation was on Wednesday. Denise and I meet at the hospital after work. Because Anna has just come out of recovery, she's quite drowsy, so we limit how long we both sit by her bedside. I don't know what's on my sister-in-law's mind, but I have to admit that my head is filled with thoughts of the night ahead for us. Anna drifts in and out of sleep and doesn't communicate much, so I lean over to Denise and ask, "What do you think? Should we go home now? Leave Anna to sleep it off?" I don't want either Anna or Denise to think I'm being too selfish at a time when my attention should be totally on my wife. But I can't do anything for her while she's in the hospital. Fortunately, Denise looks relieved on hearing my suggestion. Yes, we can't do anything for Anna. She just needs to rest. Denise stands immediately. Is she the eager one? I lean in close to my wife to tell her that we're leaving. She comprehends enough to give us both a big smile. As Denise and I leave the hospital, walking to our respective cars, we discuss how remarkably generous Anna is over all of this. Denise gets into her car and I stand beside the driver's door. So, drive safely. We'll meet up at my place in about 20 minutes unless you need to go to your house first.
No, Derek, I already changed at work. Oh, I must tell you this. You know how upset I was on Sunday that I'd worn my oldest, rattiest underwear.
Yes, you were quite upset, but you weren't aware of Anna's plan. No harm done. I never did see any of it.
I threw them out when I got home, and I bought a few new things.
Well, that sounds interesting, Denise.
Want a quick preview?
What? Here in the parking lot?
Don't worry, just stand where you are and look down here.
Seated behind the wheel in her car, Denise reveals her new intimates and she looks amazing. Well, she has gone all out for our second session tonight.
You like Derek?
Oh yes, Denise. Thanks for the preview. Now I'm going to have that picture seared in my brain for the 25-minute drive home. Hope I can concentrate on the traffic. She put her car into gear.
See you there.
And she drives away ahead of me. Her car is already sitting in my driveway when I arrive home. I park behind her and walk up to her car. She's still sitting in it, waiting for me. She flings the door open and slowly, and quite pointedly, parts her legs to place one foot on the driveway while still seated in the car, giving me a good look of her. I follow Denise to my front door, checking her out. I'm happy as all get out that she plans to stay the night since Anna is in the hospital for a few days. And not only that, but I am also amazed to discover Denise's whole new persona, or at least new to me. For more than 2 decades, she's been my wife's quiet older sister, always prim and proper. Yeah, I only ever saw her in family settings. But now, away from the family environment, she's a totally different woman. She's beautiful. And after our encounter on last Saturday, she's confident. She's seductive. I have to have her. I open the front door and stand aside to allow Denise to step inside. The moment I close the door behind us, she comes into my arms, and we embrace.
So my brother-in-law, what's the plan for tonight? You must have one.
I thought we'd have some dinner and then perhaps watch some TV.
Just like a comfortable married couple. Do you think you hold out that long?
Well, why don't we see if I can?
Okay, well you go do your thing in the kitchen. I need to use the bathroom, and I'll join you in a minute.
I go to the kitchen, but first things first. I open a bottle of wine and pour 2 glasses. I take some items from the fridge and begin preparing a salad. Denise reappears after a few minutes. Oh man, does she appear. The dress is gone. She is wearing a black ensemble. She still has her high heels on, and they accentuate her legs and buns. She's a knockout. I can't take my eyes off her.
What? She asks.
Denise, you're gorgeous.
So you don't mind that I took my dress off? I wasn't sure if I should. I didn't want to come across too forward. But we're consenting adults. We both know what's going to happen in this house tonight, so I said to myself, why not?
That's awesome. I'm glad that you feel confident enough to do that. You just raised the temperature in the room.
How, Derek? Oh, I get it. You're referring to all of this.
She did a little swivel, spinning around. Now I'm excited. Denise, you're such a good-looking woman.
Oh, thanks. You never thought that before.
I am seeing you in a new light, babe. I've always seen you as my attractive sister-in-law. Quite demure and conservative. But this, oh my, you're a goddess.
I've never thought of myself as that, Derek. Is it too distracting? Should I put my dress back on?
No, don't change your thing.
So Derek, let me help. I do like to cook, so what can I do?
I got some steaks out, and I just put a salad together. Oh, and I poured you a glass of wine.
Oh, okay. I do need a few sips of courage.
I thought you were okay with this now. You seem to enjoy it all on Sunday.
Oh, don't get me wrong, Derek, I did, and I am excited about tonight. It's just that from time to time, my moral compass pops up and tries to steer me back to the way I was brought up. Like, don't covet another woman's husband, especially your sister's.
She moves across to the kitchen table to pick up her glass and take a swig. Then, steps across to the bench to start slicing the steak. Her back to me. I can't take my eyes off of her. To think that I have the whole night with her. The salad is ready, but the meat is going to be another 15 minutes. I look around, see Denise bending over to get some plates and cutlery from the cupboard. I check her out again. Damn, she looks good.
Do you want to eat here in the kitchen, Derek?
I don't care. We can if you like. Earlier she wondered how long I would be able to wait before taking her. She was right to assume that I couldn't hold out. Leave all of that for now. I tell her as I wrap my arms around her. I have to have you now, Denise.
Not here, Derek, let's wait.
Yes, here right now.
Oh my God. No, Derek, not yet. Not here.
I can't wait, I manage to mumble. In no time she responds.
Oh, Derek. Oh my God. We should wait, Derek. I don't, and we shouldn't. Oh no, not here, in the kitchen.
I'm sorry, Denise, but I can't wait.
My God, Anna was right. You really are a highly charged man, aren't you? And used to getting what you want. Maybe Anna spoils you.
Anna did spoil me, and I'm grateful. But right now I have to have Denise. We enjoyed each other, and we haven't even had dinner yet. Afterwards, we get cleaned up and return to the kitchen. We managed to finish dinner and the whole bottle of wine without interruption, and I take Denise to our room. Being with her in the kitchen was exciting, but now it's time for the main attraction. She lays on the bed. I look at her, and I see an intense look of anticipation as she holds her arms out for me to join her. She didn't have to ask me twice.
Anna was right. Derek, you are great. I owe my sister a huge thank you for making me participate in her crazy plan. I don't regret this for one moment, and already I dread it ending. But even if we only have 6 weeks, I know we'll make some wonderful memories for me to treasure.
We enjoy each other. Denise arrives multiple times, and we fall asleep in each other's arms. I woke up around 7 in the morning, and I called the hospital to get an update on Anna. The nurse in charge tells me Anna is awake and offers to put her on the line. My wife sounds much brighter than when Denise and I saw her in recovery last night. I ask how she feels.
I've got some pain below the waist, but that's understandable and the meds are controlling that. The doctor told me I should expect that type of pain for the next few days. I had a good sleep, but enough about me. I bet you two did it.
All I'll admit to is we were busy.
Tell me what happened.
I'm a bit embarrassed, Anna. After we left the hospital, we drove to our place, and I began preparing dinner.
Really? I thought you'd jump her the minute you both walked through the front door.
Oh, believe me, I wanted to, but I decided since we had all night, I'd go slow. But then your sister came into the kitchen wearing her brand new undergarments. She went out and bought them especially for me on Monday. Well, she looked like $1,000,000.
The things you learn about someone when you put them in this situation. Are you enjoying having her? My guess is that you've probably thought about her all these years and wondered what she'd be like. That's such a male thing. Look at a woman and think about her that way. I remember Tom telling me one night how he felt that way about me. He said he'd wondered what I'd be like. Of course, he'd had way too much to drink.
Wait, what? Why is this my first time hearing this? Did you ever tell Denise what he'd said?
No, Tom was harmless. He had a quick feel and I let him have a sneaky little peck and that was it.
What do you mean he had a quick feel? You've never told me about this before.
It was no big deal.
Now I'm pissed, but I can't let on. In what way did he feel you up?
Nothing serious happened, Derek. He rubbed my ampleness a bit.
Were you fully clothed?
Oh, yes, of course. He was only rubbing with his palm over my blouse.
Were you aroused?
Not by his hand on my ampleness. But he did slip his other hand down and up under my dress.
What? You never said anything about this to me before. How far did he get with his hand?
All the way. Tom never appealed all that much to me, although I remember that his fingers did feel good on my thighs. It was back in the days of pantyhose, but since it was a dinner party at home, I hadn't bothered to wear any, so my legs were bare, skin on skin, his fingers on my thighs.
You said all the way, so he didn't stop at your thighs.
Oh no, although he was very drunk, his fingers were right on target. I was pretty tipsy too, so I let him have a few touches. Then I grabbed his arm and pulled him out of there.
You say it was at a dinner party. How many were there and when?
Oh, Derek, many years ago now. I don't know why I bothered to even bring it up. Let me see. The Elliots and the Blues. There were 6 of us.
What were the circumstances of the night? You said it was a dinner party. We used to have a lot of those, but I am surprised you never said anything about it. And it sounds like a little bit more than a drunken Tom having a go at you.
I guess it was if you must know.
I'm genuinely sitting here like what the F. I wonder if they still use that truth drug and anesthetic. Why are you telling me this now? Why didn't you tell me then? I thought we shared everything with each other.
Derek, there's nothing much to tell. I guess I never told you at the time because I was worried that you'd make a big thing of it, and that could hurt my relationship with my sister and Tom.
Where did it happen, Anna?
Oh my God, Derek, in our bathroom. As always at our dinner parties, we had all drunk a lot of wine, so when I cleared the plates away, I rushed to the bathroom. I was in such a hurry that I didn't lock the door. The door was suddenly pushed open and in came Tom, very drunk. He locked the door and then leaned back against it and just stared at me while I was on the toilet.
Where the hell was this going? I still couldn't get over the fact that she didn't tell me about this before.
When I finished, I turned to tear off some toilet paper, but Tom got there before me, tore off some paper and offered to dry me. I told him in no uncertain terms that wasn't necessary and ripped a paper from his hand and dried myself. I quickly pulled my undies up and dropped my dress down and went to the basin to wash my hands. That's when from behind he put his hands on my ampleness and started rubbing them. I dried my hands and Tom is right there up in my face. That's when he asked for a kiss and stupidly, I let him.
Not a wise move, honey.
Yes, I soon discovered that. So, while he's kissing me.
With tongues, Anna.
I think so, but I can't completely remember. Like I said, I was very tipsy too. Anyway, next moment I feel his fingers up and under my dress running quickly up over my knees onto my thighs. I realized I needed to get out of this situation before it got out of hand.
Sounds like it was already out of hand by then.
You could say that.
What else happened? You said he went all the way.
He did.
What? You sound hesitant. Is there more you're not telling me?
Just a little. Oh my God, I wish I hadn't started this now. Years ago when it all happened, I wrestled with telling both you and Denise, but I decided to keep it to myself because it most likely would have blown up our relationship with my sister and Tom.
What? Damn it, Anna. Were you intimate with him? She said no, but it was a long drawn-out single word that raised more doubt than it dismissed. She started telling me how Tom pressed her up against the basin. The two looked at each other in the mirror as they embraced. His touch made her arrive. Using his digits, he led you to an O and nothing else.
Yes, my God, I was so embarrassed to arrive like that and so quickly. I struggled to look at any of you when I came back to the table. You won't remember now, but after everyone left that night, I came to bed and I was all over you. Oh, Derek, I'm sorry I never told you, but I was embarrassed and worried that Denise might find out and hate me for going along with her husband doing that.
Well, it's taken you years, but thanks for coming clean about that. My head was spinning. I'm now angry as a SHHH, but what can I say? I have to play along and process all of this. I always thought I had been Anna's only man. Now she tells me about this incident with Tom. And am I supposed to believe that he only used his fingers on my wife that night? Is that why she set me up with her sister?
So Derek, to more pressing questions from my point of view, do you think Denise had a good time with you?
My head still spinning, I kept it together and said, yes, she did, Anna.
Oh, that sounds great. Well, go back to bed, wake her up and enjoy.
I put the phone down. I didn't know what the hell to think. But I decided to take my wife's advice and I went back to bed. Denise was up and I said, Anna said to tell you hello.
Have you spoken to her already this morning? How is she?
Yes, I called the hospital simply to get a report from the nurse, and she put her on the phone. She's got some pain, but generally sounds good. Obviously relieved it's all over.
Oh, that's great. So I guess you told her about us going at it most of the night.
Yes, I had to. She was asking all these questions and wanted to know how it all went.
Did you tell her how much I am enjoying you?
I think I managed to convey that to her. I managed to put Anna's encounter with Tom out of my mind and took Denise again. We enjoyed each other until we were exhausted, but I was still trying to process what Anna told me about her and Tom. Did he only use his fingers? Was it just that one time? Did she put me and Denise together because years later she felt guilty? Did the woman that I thought had been faithful to me cheat on me with my brother-in-law? What in the hell am I supposed to do now?